Today we head into yet another unfamiliar place. Something we've always dreamed of doing. King salmon fishing in the great state of New York. That's right, who would have known that the Big Apple actually has population of salmon introduced from the Pacific Northwest. Lake Ontario is the smallest of all the Great Lakes, with a surface area of 7,340 square miles. Salmon have actually been present in the Great Lakes since the 1800s, but it wasn't until the 1960s that the fishery departments from all the surrounding states really started stocking mass amounts of catchable kings. We had so many questions about these fish. How similar were they to our ocean-bound kings that we chase at home? Do these fish actually taste good? Do they fight like our salmon? Can we bring some of our techniques and be successful? Buckle up and join us on this 3-day adventure. This is Big Apple Kings. So I wake up that first morning and it's like a 3 a.m. arrival at the airport. We got to get there so early, and I am just so ecstatic to get out here and go fishing in New York. French toast, starting the morning off right. So we're on our way, and again, like I said, we're chasing the king.
So here we are in New York, and I really don't know what to expect. Luckily on this trip, Marlon planned it, and I love it when it happens like that because I don't like coming on a trip with expectations, and I really had no clue what we were going to be going into on this trip.
Addicts, we made it. We're in freaking New York. We're gonna go see like what's in New York? The Empire State Building?
No, we're going to Niagara.
Niagara. Yeah, how far away are we from that?
Niagara? About an hour and a half to 2 hours.
Someone messaged me and was like, if you go to New York and you don't go look at Niagara Falls, you're an idiot.
Meeting Tim was basically exactly what I expected. Super homie. I knew I would love him because he loves to fish, and just about anybody that loves to fish can be a friend to me.
I've known Tim for a few years now, and he's been trying to get us to come out here forever, but then we ran into COVID. We had all these issues getting out here, and so finally, we're in New York, and we're chasing the king.
So first morning, sun's not up yet. We're walking down the dock and jumping on probably one of the nicest boats I've ever fished on. It basically is a yacht.
Ew, let's take our tops off.
Coincidence? I think not.
Addicts, we're starting off day one with no sleep. I've gotten like 4 hours of sleep in the last 2 days, but that doesn't matter. We're going after big New York salmon, and we're excited about it. And right now, we're gonna rig up our setup on one of these rods. We told Tim, we're like, hey, we just wanna try one rod with our setups. If you guys didn't know Tim, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hey everybody, Tim Thomas from Finders Keepers Sport Fishing and My Way Charters here in New York. We're gonna show these fellows here what the East Coast is all about here in Lake Ontario.
Show us what a salmon that's not salty looks like.
That's right.
I'm just really excited to eat one, honestly.
Yeah, I want to see what they cut like.
I really am excited to eat one. I've thought about this my whole life. We've never got to fish in the Great Lakes before. There's some other videos that we've done mainly just for steelhead and trout out here in the Midwest and on the East Coast.
Nothing that we've eaten really.
Nope, but we've never gotten anything that we could really eat. So this is gonna be monumental, and it is an absolutely perfect day. I'll never forget the sunrise rolling out on this first morning and seeing in a completely new body of water. This place looks like the ocean. It's unlike any other thing you've ever seen that's called a lake. These Great Lakes seriously are an ocean. Even the smallest one is just so grand and scheme. It's almost hard to perceive in your mind that there's multiple of these things. So we pull out of the harbor, look to the east, and there it is, the beautiful sunrise coming right out of the water. And I can already feel it's gonna be an epic day one.
Party started.
Yeehaw!
Here it is, dude.
So one of the big things we wanted to see is the differences between West Coast
versus the Great Lakes fishery and how you go after the kings. And so in talking with Marlon, you know, the different techniques you guys use, spinners, super baits, that sort of thing, we use meat heads and meat rigs, spoons, flasher flies. That's our predominantly what we use here.
And I am adamant. Tim is like, we need to fish my stuff. He's the guide, but I am adamant. I'm like, we are putting these super baits out. I have to see if our Pacific Northwest techniques work for these Great Lakes salmon.
This one's set at 70, we got this one at 90. All of our divers are set at about 200 feet, which is gonna take them down to probably close to 70, 80 feet as well. So that one is right in our gear.
So we get the rods in, we start trolling, and it did not take long.
Fish.
I hear on the super bait. On the super bait. Super bait, yeah, buddy. Woo.
Oh, it's real tight, might be really tight. Duder. First fish of the day, everyone, on the Northwest Special. Woo.
On the super bait. Yeah. Oh my God, did he come off?
Oh, he broke off.
No, it tangled.
Oh.
I'm reeling it in and it just pops off. And I'm like, seriously, am I gonna have this type of luck again in New York?
Yeah. Oh, that looked like a good fish too. It looked heavy. Did it pull the hook out at all? That drag was really tight at the beginning.
It was tight.
A bit too far.
Yeah, but
probably ripped his mouth.
It's all good. It's all good. We had some action. So you guys know the rules. I lose the first fish. Jordan's up next. Here we go.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Oh, he let it go. Did you see that? Did you see this one? No, that one got hit.
There we go, there we go, there we go.
There he is, fish number one on my line. Game on, game on. He's a ripper, he's a ripper. Oh, there he goes. There he goes. He's a real ripper. Oh, he's tearing me up. He's tearing me up, everyone. First one of the morning. Just made our way deeper and deeper and deeper out into the big blue. And we finally got one on the old diver rod. Feels like a good one. He's got me way out there, 400 feet. Tighten that drag just a tiny bit. Woo, still almost 400 feet out there. Fighting these things was so much different than what I'm used to at home, because a lot of the times, especially on these diver rods, these things are starting at 500 feet back behind the boat. So initial hit, that fish goes to like 600 and the fight's on.
I believe this one's on flasher fly count.
Oh, big, double, we're doubled up, boys.
Doubled up. Where's Marlon? Get your butt up here.
Go fight this fish.
This is just a little one anyway. This is a good eater fish.
Trying to keep his head down. Oh, that's a good fish.
Okay, well, I reel down all the way to that dip.
I'll walk
right
back.
high in the air and then back up.
Okay, one more. Okay, here we go.
Yep.
Yeah! Dead meat! Woo! Dead meat!
Got a lamprey on it.
Oh,
too,
that's a good. Oh, look at that! Gnarly! First fish hits the deck, and I could not be more excited to have another salmon checked off my list here on Lake Ontario. First one, everyone. Woo! Oh.
This one. Yeah.
Check it out. Gnarly. Well, there he is. My first New York Lake Ontario salmon. Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
In good form, too. Something super unique. I've never caught one with any sort of parasite on it like that. We have lamprey in the Pacific Northwest. Totally different species, but those things look pretty vicious.
Oh, yeah.
They stick to people, they stick to everything, don't they?
They will.
Yeah.
They'll stick to you.
Super cool. Big old tule. Ew! I got mine. It's time to take a nap. Now it's Marlon and Sean's turn. They are all over the screen, everybody. They're right in the downriggers. You can see them here. Hopefully our short buzz flashers and our Brad's gear is gonna get them here. They pulled the first fish so far today. We lost it, but it's pretty good potential. It might happen again.
We had a little bit of a lull between the second and the third fish, but it finally goes off. I run up to the rod.
There you go, Marlon, big one, good one, good one. Good one. Oh, he's a ripper.
Woo!
Let it go. Yep, pretty much.
Ripper! Yeah, baby!
Nice. Oh yeah.
Boy, he smoked it.
You can loosen the drag a little bit if you want.
I did, just a teeny. No, did he come off?
Oh, no.
Same thing, I start reeling that thing in, boom, I lose it again. And I'm like, please don't do this to me again. In another place, I'm gonna be unlucky, and I'm just like, I'm getting in my own head at this point.
Ah!
I just loosened the drag too. Damn it!
So this is one of our larger flashers. This is a Coyote flasher, Coyote Ugly. And so this is a UV green. We've got it paired up with an atomic meat rig. And so we have these little Twinkies coming down to simulate bait fish. And then the back one is the bait head. And this is gonna simulate the wounded bait fish that they're gonna go after. And so in the bait head, we put a piece of cut bait. So these are herring strips that are cut for the heads. And basically we just tuck them inside. Using a toothpick, we pin them in place so they don't come out, just like that. And then the back side, we're gonna cut it off flush on either side so that it runs true. And then the trick to running these meat rigs is we run them with a single treble. And what we do is we line that treble up with the tail, because each bait strip's a little bit different in size, but you want it so that that blends in with the tail, so it acts like part of the tail when this is spinning in the water. And so that's it right there. And we always do it so that the skin side is out on the open side, and you have the flesh side against the longer part of the meat head, so it looks just like that. Very effective here on Lake Ontario, and one of our go-tos, and what we predominantly use throughout most of the summer are these meat rigs.
Okay, let's try to actually land this one, Addicts. He's running. Can't even freaking move him. I literally can't get any line on him. He's just freaking ripping. Yeah. Yeah, I can't even get any reel on him. Come on, baby.
It's getting hot out here.
We're gaining on him now, Addicts. I think he's getting tired. Getting tired. You think, is he gonna be big? Tim, is he gonna be a monster?
Probably similar to Jordan's first one there. Probably teenager.
He's at 66.
Made it over. Made it to the threshold. Come on, baby. Oh, I can see the flat or the diver.
Oh.
He just spat it.
He just popped right there.
Ah!
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Oh.
That's the rig we just sent out. So this is one of the things that they love to do. Somehow they get the line put right into the crotch of the treble, just like that, and spin it around.
Oh, yeah.
And then they can use that to whittle it right out of their mouth. That's how they get off a lot. Yep. Oh, there we go. Oh, frick. Nailed it and gone.
Ah. That was a good whack.
That was whack indeed. Very whack. Forget about it.
Oh, there we go.
Ah.
Damn it.
That was on the big boy flasher.
Swing and a miss. No, swing and a miss. Probably hit it with his tail or something. Yeah, didn't touch it. There we go. There we go.
That's on the super big.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. That's a good one. Oh yeah, oh yeah. That's a good one. Make sure the drag's good.
Yep. I mean, it's a little loose, but I'm gonna leave it here because what's happened the last 2 times, Tim, is I've tightened it and I've lost them.
Oh yeah, nice.
Was this still on the bait, our bait?
Yeah, it's still on there. I don't know if it's that or I put another spoon on there. I could have hit the slider.
He's running again on us. I'm gonna try to be a little easier on him this time, Addicts, because I think the last 2 fish, a couple of them may have been my fault. I was horsing them a little much. But it's weird. This is such a new fishery to me, and when they're out so far, and then there's so much drag in the water, I don't know like the line of like when you tug on them and when you don't, you know?
Yeah.
It's like right now, like I feel like I'm pulling on them way too hard. Oh no! Oh, freaking believable, dude. Dude, double trebled super bait. Addicts. The bait is working, but I'm not working. I suck.
Back at it. Here we go.
What's on here? Is there some sort of weight dropper or something?
Oh, you know what? This was a free sliding spoon.
It broke.
Yep. Broke off there. So maybe it was on that free slider.
So I definitely didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, see? Broken line. Broken line.
Just
fishing.
freaking bad luck. But just as you guys saw on the Michigan trip, if you guys haven't watched the video, I'll drop a link down below. We went out and did some steelhead fishing in Michigan. It was just like this for me. It was like I had to work my ass off to catch a fish out here. And that's gonna be the same for me out here in New York. That's all right, gotta earn them. I'm just stoked that the old short bus flasher is actually working out here. That deserves a major melon sip. What do you guys think? Should we give Sean a chance? I can't seem to land one. Tim, what do you think? Sean's up next.
Hey, let's see if he can do any better.
You gotta switch it up.
You do.
Sean, you're next. Sean's up. We finally got one. Let's see if he can land it.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Holy crap. He's running on him. Sean's got all the pressure on the world in him right now. Get him, Sean. Get him, get him, get him.
Yep, well, there you go. There's 500.
520.
Yeah, no, he's still fresh. This is a good fish.
How big is it, Tim? What's your guess?
I'm gonna say 18. I'm gonna say 18 pounds.
Sean, is he 33?
I think he's 30.
Ooh.
Maybe. Actually, I think he's 20.
Wow, that's a big jump.
Yeah, it is.
You gotta guess under so it'll grow on you.
I like it. I like your style. Me and Jordan did the swap out. I can't see him right now, but he's back in that dark hole sleeping. Gaining on him a little bit now.
498. Still got a long ways.
He's only at 450 feet still, Sean.
I'm gonna up my ante into this in the low 20s. I say low 20s now. It's fighting.
We had to mix it up, Addicts. I couldn't land them. I could not get these damn fish in, so I told Sean it was his turn. He's doing a good job so far. He's gaining on him. He's got it into 240. 110, we're getting him in, we're getting him in.
55.
It's like,
This is the maneuver that a lot of them will do. They'll go side to side, back and forth.
Oh gosh. Oh, I don't like that.
Yep, walk backwards. Walk backwards. Yeah, Sean! Yeah!
Yeah, brother! That's a bigot!
That's a pig! That's a pig!
Yeah!
Sean! Look at that tan!
This is actually my biggest salmon.
No wacky doodle.
That is a freaking beast, dude. Nice shot, Sean.
What do you think? 22?
20, yeah, I bet he's 24, 25.
That was worth getting up for. Dude.
Nice, Sean.
So we love to get this guy on fish when he's out here. And so it was a blessing to be able to watch this guy reel in the biggest king salmon of his life. You know, it was just so awesome to see that king hit the deck. And I think he was probably one of the happiest, biggest smiles I've ever seen on his face.
All right, Sean, let's weigh your fish. What's the guesses?
Tim's guess originally was 20.
I said 22.
Sean's was 18.
24 on the dot.
We like to drop them on the ground like that so we can tenderize the meat. You really got to tenderize these ones out here. They're so deep that their meat's kind of hard.
Oh no, it didn't even break 40.
Almost 39.5.
You know, like 40-inch steelhead is like rare, but it's doable. But a 40-inch salmon is like, that's a 30-pound salmon, you know?
We were kind of in a lull, like we had this stretch where we weren't catching anything. We got into the afternoon and the rods just start going off and I'm asleep.
Oh, there he is.
So I come running out of the cabin.
There he goes, there he goes.
Yeah, another good fish. Another good one.
It's like a beat. It's like a beat to a song.
Yeah, right? I'm just gonna let him, just do his thing. Oh, he's shaking me up a little.
Ooh. Ooh, that might not be so small, dude. That's a big head shake.
Oh!
I was gonna say, it's got a bigger head shake.
It's weird, Alex. I talked about this on the first fish, but you know, Tim said to pump these fish, and we just don't do that at home.
You get chewed out by Cameron Black for doing that.
I don't know, Tim. What do you think? How big is he gonna be?
Like I said, I'm guessing 8 to 10. That's my guess, 8 to 10.
150. Do I need to be worried about anything here?
No, you're coming up straight. You're good.
So this whole time, Alex, I've been kind of slowly like, I'll tighten my drag just a quarter of a click and then I'll let off it a little bit if I feel like I need to. But I think on those last couple fish, I was definitely horsing them a little too much drag, a little too tight. But let's not say anything until we actually get the thing in the boat. 55, boys. Come on, salmon.
Oh, it's actually really nice. It's really nice. It's bigger than the first one.
Yeah!
Get it!
Woo! At it! Finally!
Woo!
Finally!
Yeah!
Nice little butterball!
Woohoo! Yeah!
Oh, he was in the top and the bottom, Addicts. I don't think he was coming out. Oh yeah. He was pinned.
Woo!
And finally, put my first Lake Ontario salmon on the deck, and I couldn't be more ecstatic. Finally, had to work hard for that one. Thank you, Tim. We had some bites on the super baits this morning, Addicts. A couple really good takedowns that didn't stick up, but we haven't had a bite on it in a really long time, so we're gonna switch the color out. We're gonna go with the old Twisted Sister, baby. And shout out to Brad's. If you guys don't support Brad's, Brad's is one of our sponsors. They've been supporting us for as long as I can remember, so huge shout out to all the guys at Brad's. We appreciate you guys, and these freaking baits help us put a lot of salmon in the boat.
Well, and for those of you who haven't already seen so far in this video, they work in the Great Lakes too.
Exactly.
There we go. Yep.
He just came up and just kind of gummed it a little bit.
The old nib nib.
Yeah.
There you go.
You were getting him.
I don't know if this thing really even knows he's hooked yet. 520 feet out there, everybody. This is gonna be a battle. Fish number 2. Can't really tell how big it is yet. It's got some good head shakes to it. The afternoon bite has definitely turned on here. Breeze kind of kicked up. Water's got a little chop to it. It's not quite as muggy and hot. It was actually kind of miserable. Me and Marlon both got a nap in, and now we're catching fish.
One thing that I found really funny is watching these guys reel in 500-600 feet of line after the king is ripped out and complaining about hands cramping up and having to stretch out.
Cramping, got a cramp. I'm getting parched, need a beverage. Yeah, we're good.
Oh, he's way out there. I just saw him jump.
280 still.
Yeah, I just saw him surface.
Nice having this much deck. Oh, fish on, double!
That's a good one.
Oh, it's a big one, dude.
That's a good one.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God.
He ran out to 600.
Oh, no. Oh, there he goes.
Double up,
He's
ever!
halfway to Canada now.
The intensity addicts. If you guys are from the New York area and you found this video on YouTube, subscribe to our channel, guys. We do all sorts of salmon and steelhead fishing in the Pacific Northwest. We fish for trout, salmon, steelhead mostly, but we've been doing a lot more trips out here to the Midwest, and we plan to do a whole bunch more out to New York, Michigan. We want to try to hit all the Great Lakes and do some salmon fishing, steelhead fishing, all sorts of stuff out here. So if you're new, subscribe. We appreciate you. Yours is spinning in.
I know.
What is that? Is that a Chinook?
It's just a small Chinook, yeah.
Oh, he's got an eel on him though. It's a workout, addicts. It's almost like fighting an oversized sturgeon.
Smallest one of the day, but it'll eat good. I am really excited to try these fish, everybody. People have talked for years about how the Great Lakes fish don't taste anything like our ocean fish, but I'm one to try anything twice, so I can't wait to give it a shot.
All right, 10 minutes later, I'm into the 200s. This fish definitely feels like, I can tell he's heavy. He just feels heavy, very heavy, very, very heavy.
I think that's the high speed one.
Oh,
easy,
oh,
easy.
dude, that's a
Easy.
head shit.
I'm amazed that you can drag them in 450 feet and then they still run.
Oh yeah.
Into the hundreds, boys.
Hey. I hate those head shakes when they get up close like that. There he is. There he is out there.
Where am I at, dude? Am I good, or what are you doing there?
You're looking pretty
Why don't
good.
you come to this corner? Seems like he's favoring that side.
Like I got him at 50. We're gonna see him pretty good real quick. In a second. Not gonna lie, addicts, I'm starting to cramp now. Got him at 35.
That left hand forearm cramp is real.
Got him at 35. Starting to cramp just a little bit, but that's okay. Water's in the way. Get him.
Nice, boys.
Tim's getting hit on this rod. Woo!
Woo! Oh, dude, chunk of
Butterball.
Boy, he choked it too.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he wasn't coming off.
Yeah, baby.
Let's go, Alex!
Oh, popcorn bite, popcorn bite. Smart pop. This one has a whole new beat to it.
This one, we're looking at maybe 4 or 5 pounds.
It's at least 25 inches.
Using my strong arm.
No, we gotta keep this little.
Oh, he came off. Ah.
Really?
Yep. Right there. Oh, no, he's still there. No, he's gone. Was he? No, it's gone.
Losing him right at the boat after all that work.
Moment of truth, ladies and gentlemen. What do they look like?
Beautiful.
Oh, eggies.
Meat looks beautiful.
It looks really nice. Here it goes. Moment we've all been waiting for all day. Looks like a fall Chinook.
Yeah, it does.
Pretty fatty. So pretty darn fatty, everybody. You can see that fat layer underneath the skin. These things are still a month or two away from going into the river system to spawn. So I'm interested to get this thing on the table, see how it tastes.
Beautiful.
Recap of day one was the best experience we could have imagined. That afternoon bite just tore off and kind of gave us what we were looking for and what we've heard about that these Great Lakes salmon fisheries could be. And seeing Sean put the biggest Chinook of his life on the deck was a moment I'm never going to forget. Day two, we got a new boat, a beautiful sunrise, and 2 different species on the mind. Our goal on this day really was to find that diversity of these lakes, and we were really excited to try to get something off the bottom, AE, lake trout.
I wanted to catch lake trout, I wanted to catch salmon, and I wanted to catch steelhead.
This is one cool thing that we did with this boat, and install the LED lights on the sides, so then we can glow up all of our lures with it.
I thought he just liked to party.
Big whiffa.
Got a laker on the bottom.
Give him the bite so we can go out for steelies.
Well, he's in 138 feet of water. It's not a very good mark, but it's definitely a fish.
Next thing you know, drag starts peeling, and we think we have a lake trout on.
Oh yeah, ripper.
Got a laker, I think? Oh God, oh God. Oh, first one of the morning, watching this beautiful sunrise out here. We got all kinds of different spreads, man, that thing's ripping. All kinds of different spreads here. We got divers, we got stuff down on the bottom. Trying for just about everything here today. and you really do have to love the Great Lakes for the variety. We got 3 different species on the mine today. And the fun part is you really don't know what you have on, given that just about every single presentation we have works for every one of the species, just depending on what water column you're in. So only in 130 feet of water, so anything can happen. I think it might be a lake. Oh, I'm all bent up. I'm all bent up. I'm all bent up.
If it is big, so sometimes you never know. I don't know, it ripped pretty good. Probably a king, the way that it hit, but sometimes you never know. You get surprised. Gotta go up and around, I think.
I'm above you. Under.
Yeah.
Huh?
Is that it?
Yep, that's it. So we get this fish close to the boat, I see that big flash, and it's inevitably a king. I just can't get away from these things in Ontario. Hog Johnson in the boat. So our goal isn't to kill the whole limit of Chinook today. We got such a pile of them yesterday, and obviously don't want to over harvest. So, but this one's bleeding really bad. He was hooked right in the tongue, and you can see that blood coming out of his gills. So, best thing to do is make the most of it. Take this one home. Bam! That's a good accidental catch, huh? What a beauty.
So we tried and tried and tried for hours. Couldn't make the lake trout happen. So we headed out into the deep and started basically fishing for steelhead and salmon. It was really crazy to watch how we were fishing for these fish. We had these planer boards out, way out on the side of the boats, and then we had basically the salmon rods kind of mixed in between them. And we trolled, and we trolled, and we trolled, and we trolled what felt like for hours with nothing.
What's happening up there? What? No more paying attention back here. What happened? This thing's been standing up for a while. He is running, that is for sure. So Addicts, it's been a pretty slow morning so far. We got a king right out the gate, and then we tried really hard to try to catch a lake trout. It didn't happen. So then we came out here in king territory looking for steelhead and kings, and we finally got one on.
Yeah, baby.
Got him. Barely.
Jesus. Woo!
That was a spunky bastard.
Well done, boys.
There he is, folks. Ontario King.
Man, that thing fought hard.
Yeah, it did. It ripped me. Ready, dude? Send him. And he's off.
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
Yeah! Super bait fish! Finally! Oh, he's not stopped yet. He's not stopped. Come on back to Papa. Yes, everyone, this has been a 2-day operation to get our Brad super baits on a fish. And we finally got one connected good. We've lost a few fish on it, and we're super excited to bring them out here and try it. We got this one stuffed with tuna. We're doing it at home style. We used a different flasher today because it seems these fish in the Great Lakes like a lot smaller flasher and a lot slower rotation at home. We want that big thump. You guys have seen it in plenty of videos, but we went with a kind of a mixed strategy here with a Great Lake style flasher and a Brad super bait stuffed with tuna and oil, and it worked. I think this is a big fish, guys. It's so big I'm having to switch hands and reel the reel backwards.
The color does look.
We started at like 600 feet back there, guys. After yesterday's endeavors, I got a little crampy here this morning, so Crampy McCramperson does it both ways. There it is, everyone. The one that got them all yesterday too.
Yeah.
That's all right. There's proof. It worked. Yeah. Woo. There it is.
He swam away to fight another day.
It matched up those divers in that cup plug too.
That's the color that's been getting bit.
Yep. That's the Blackjack Super Bait, guys, by Brad's Fishing Gear. Brad's Killer Fishing Gear. Go check it out. You might have to order them online from different retailers. Go check it out on their website. It works in the Great Lakes.
So we kind of put a time limit on things. You know what? Tim's like, you know what? 12:30, we're out of here. Whether we got any fish or not, we're gonna go back. We got to do the cooking tonight. And right as Tim says that, all of a sudden we hear.
Oh, yeah. That might be a steelhead. This might be a steelhead, guys. This is on one of our surface rods. This is on the side planer board. It might have come off.
No, I see it.
I don't think so.
Maybe a coho?
It's small, whatever it is. I saw it like rolling behind the planer board.
Yeah, good. Ready? Yep.
Checked it off the list, though. It is. Look at that white mouth coming in, everyone. That's good. Come on, buddy. Come on. Come to Papa. In the net, multi-species. Woohoo! There it is, everyone. My first Lake Ontario steely.
I like color.
So we land the steel, and the thing that was so awesome, it was a little tiny steelhead, but it was so vibrant and colorful and blue and just had this green back on it. Such a unique thing. We don't have a chance to catch them in the open water at home, so it was really cool to be able to do that on Lake Ontario.
All right, we're gonna get him right back in the water. We're not gonna keep these ones today, so didn't even need to revive him. He's ready to go.
At this point, we accomplished what we wanted to accomplish. We start reeling in the rods. We get to where we only have like one salmon rod in and one other steelhead rod in, and Tim starts reeling in the salmon rod, and we're all kind of sitting there, and Tim hears like zzz, 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 and we don't see anything. We're like looking at all the rods, and we're like, what the heck? And Tim's like, I think that rod might have something on it.
I think. Maybe. Yeah, there is. There
Oh,
he is.
he's
Oh, he's
jumping.
jumping. Look at him jump.
John even said, let's reel them all in so we can get one.
Probably jumped across.
We're reeling in the very last rod of the day, everyone, and Marlon got his first Ontario steely.
Float flip. There he is.
What a cutie.
And so then I get the opportunity to reel in my first Lake Ontario steelhead, which kind of was like the icing on the cake, the check mark for the trip. I got a salmon, I got a steelhead.
All right, let's let him go.
And one thing I love about going on trips like this and meeting new outfitters and guides is being incorporated into their life as family for a few days. So after this day was over, we headed over to Tim's to eat a nice family dinner. Oh yeah, this is gonna be good, boys. So we got two recipes, guys, that we're gonna try on this salmon. One is Marlon's new favorite and one of my old favorites. We're gonna switch it up a little bit. A lot of times I do like a pesto mayo, but we're doing a pesto aioli here today, which I'm gonna make that for you guys here. We couldn't find it at the store, but an aioli is like a mayonnaise style of sauce that goes on. It makes a dipping sauce for any sort of dish, honestly. So we're gonna make that aioli sauce. We got our world famous smoked salmon dip that you guys have seen me make before.
That we've already eaten like half of it.
We've eaten it all day. Yep. We're 2 tubs of cream cheese in. And we got some great little charcuterie stuff here. It's gonna be awesome. So the way this starts, we're gonna do lemon, a little bit of garlic. I'm gonna crush these bad boys. That way they're a little easier to chop up. What's gonna make up most of this here is mayonnaise, which is a great addition to any salmon, whether it comes from the Great Lakes or the Northwest or Alaska or whatever. I'm gonna do just enough to go on a big piece of fish here. On top of that, I'm gonna go with some pre-mixed pesto. And pesto is super easy to make. Usually it's just olive oil and basil. And you can throw a little bit of garlic and stuff in there, but It's very easy to make if you have a food processor or a little Ninja or something at home. We're gonna go big squeeze of lemon. Oh yeah. Last but not least, a big helping of garlic in there. I go with just a little roasted garlic and pepper seasoning, dash of salt. To finish that off, I'm gonna do a little dab of mustard in there. And you guys, I wish you could smell it. Like I always say, I wish there was smell-o-vision. One day there will be, and we'll be able to enjoy this together. Oof, that's gonna be good. Look at that color. So the fish we're gonna eat this afternoon in honor of the camera guy is the big boy. And I must say that big one had the nicest color. It was odd to me, as I was filleting those fish yesterday, I'm sure you guys could see that actually the females tended to have the better color than the males, which is very, very odd considering that those fish had eggs in them, which usually sucks up a lot of the nutrients of that fish and will create a paler meat. But the females had a really nice color, but the big one was the best one of all, and it had a ton of fat in it. So we're gonna go with that back strap piece. You can see how I kind of cut that fillet up. These two pieces are actually connected. I took that belly piece off, that'll be its own meal, and I'll take this back piece here, which will have a ton of good flavor and a lot of fat. It's actually pretty impressive how much fat these fish out here actually have. And these things had a ton of fish in them, those alewives, correct? And they were actually spitting them up, and they were coming out of their belly the whole time we were filleting them. So these things are well fed, and they're gonna feed us well. And for all you Pacific Northwest anglers out there, I wanna see your comments below on what you think of the color of this meat. These actually come from Washington State in the Pacific Northwest when they were introduced here back way long ago. And so since the meat's actually evolved into what you see here by what the feed is for them in the lake, which is constantly changes over time when different invasive species get introduced into these lakes just naturally from human intervention. So, all right, now some tin foil. So I'm gonna go real simple on top of this because we already have a ton of flavor and seasonings in that aioli sauce that's going on this one. Just gonna go a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and then on goes the magic. Oh my God, that's gonna be so good. Again, I wish you could smell that, everybody. And for recipe number 2, I'm going the old psych out classic, I call it. A lot of people would think this would be weird and wouldn't taste good, but let me tell you what, it does. Same strategy here. Little pepper, a little bit of salt. I'm gonna go very light on my mayo here on this one. I'm gonna still use that aioli, but I'm not gonna go as heavy as I did on that last one because I don't want as much of that flavor. And then I'm gonna psych you guys out here. You ready for it? You ready for it? Drum roll, please. We're going Sweet Baby Ray's and a little bit of yellow mustard. Very light on both. Again, you don't want to drown out the flavor of that fish, so a little bit of mustard. Just like that, just for presentation's sake. And give it the old swiperoo. Call this recipe the old Ronald McDonald. Let's get this meal on the barbecue. Oh yeah. The time has come, ladies and gentlemen, to try a Great Lakes salmon. All right, boys. There it is, the magic. The aioli and the barbecue recipe.
Moment of truth. How do these salmon taste compared to the Pacific Northwest?
Thank you.
All right.
It is very fatty, it looks like.
It is very fatty. These fish are definitely eating well. Ooh. Like it?
That's good.
Here we go. Belly piece first.
Taste it.
Moment of truth.
Wonderful texture. Most of the time, the Thule strain fish that we get out in the Pacific Northwest that are these same fish have a very mushy feel to them, which is kind of what turns me off on them. It's not so much the taste as much as the texture, but you can see this super meaty, almost like a tuna like really flaky and fatty. That's actually delicious. And that barbecue goes very well with it. Look at that. Not the same color we're used to, the same taste.
I would say not the same taste. It does have a little bit more of a like, I don't know how to describe it. It definitely a little bit more fishy tasting than like a salmon from the Northwest.
It even smells a little fishier.
Yeah, but it's still good. It doesn't have a bad taste. It's just got a little bit more of a kind of rich fishy taste to it versus a lot of it, like the, you know, the summer Chinook I just ate at home was like melt in your mouth. It tastes like eating like a freaking stick of butter. So I don't even know. Like, yeah, it doesn't even taste like salmon. Yeah, yeah.
But that's good. Good
now,
job.
what's better, the pesto or the barbecue? That's the real question.
I almost think I might go with the pesto.
Oh, for sure. 100% the pesto is better.
That garlic goes really nice with that. Well, let it be said. Everybody on the East Coast wants to catch a salmon, come on up here and do it because they are damn well worth eating.
Jordan, time to go to Niagara Falls.
So being in upstate New York, there was one thing that we had in mind and that I've heard of. It's like one of the wonders of the world, and we had to go see it.
You made it.
Oh, I've left my wallet.
Just like Jordan, always forgetting stuff.
Forgotten item of the day. All my money.
We had to come here. We couldn't go to New York and not come see this.
Seeing some white water.
Too epic. And look right over there, everyone, there's Canada. All of our Canada Attic fans, we love you. Someday we'll be there. We don't know when, but we need more money. Yeah. We're too broke at this point, but someday Addicts will be in Canada hanging out with you. Whoa. We're pretty stoked to see this. Look at how much just intensity the water is just. You want to row this, dude?
Yes, I do, really bad.
So we get to the falls and it was everything that I thought it was. The absolute power and just the beauty of these things. The water's coming off in the mist and there's rainbows. I'm so glad that we took the time out of our day and took the time out of our trip to come see these falls. Pretty epic. This is one of those days where you actually can use the word epic and it actually means something. It's just insane how much water is coming off there. Both sides too, it's just crazy. And me and Sean have never been this close to Canada, which is right freaking there. What do you think, dude?
Pretty epic.
That's what I just told everyone.
I just keep looking down, it looks fishy.
I just told everyone, I'm like, this is one of those times when you actually can use epic and it actually makes sense.
Yeah, man, that's pretty impressive. I just want to get closer.
I know, me too. We should have went one of those.
Dude, there's gotta be some bass down there.
Something.
Looks fishy.
Gotta be something down there. Fishy. Look at all these people getting on here with their ponchos.
It's like red versus blue. They're all red over there.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Being able to go to a new region and being accepted into that area and go out and have the crazy experiences that we had and see some of the wonders of the world and get invited into people's homes as a fisherman and as a friend is a memory that you can never forget. I want to give a huge shout out to Tim. Thank you so much for bringing us on this trip and the state of New York for offering such an amazing fishery.
Well, everyone, after 30 years of fishing, the New York salmon is finally checked off the bucket list. When you think of New York, you think of big buildings, busy streets, bright lights, and busy people. But that's not what you have at all. New York is full of nature, beautiful places, amazing landmarks, and most importantly, big salmon. These adventures are meant to inspire you, so gather your fishing buddies, go on an adventure, make some memories, and most importantly, put New York on your bucket list. Our mission here definitely isn't complete. We'll be back. Until next time, Big Apple.